I'm here with Rob. Rob, what have been your impressions from what you've seen in pre-season? Have you been impressed by the new style of possession football from Russell Martin?
I've been really impressed so far. I think we played a lot better. So it's definitely a lot different from when we were watching Nathan Jones. It was just felt like it was just hoofing the ball up. Obviously, people say there's been a bit of style play, but yeah, definitely under Russell Martin, I think we played a lot better. Obviously, you can see a few of the errors in the players. Like there was a mistake against Reading or Stevens. You can give away the ball and things like that. But those things happen. It's going to take time to get used to it. All I hope really is that a lot of the fans just. Obviously, there was a few boos at the AZ game.
Yeah.
I said I hope a few of the fans kind of lay off it a bit, just until the players get more used to it. It's going to take time. As I say, I've really enjoyed it so far. I think obviously it's a shame with the results, but when you're playing with Benfica, Bournemouth, and AZ, that a lot better quality. And then the team that we're supposed to beat in Reading, we did really well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's what you expect.
And score 4 goals as well.
Exactly.
I think those.
It's not often that happens, is it?
No, definitely. We'll definitely take that. And what have you made of Shea Charles? I mean, he's come into the lineup as we've seen him playing in centre back position, but have you been impressed by what he's been putting on the field?
I've liked it so far. I've always given him a bit of benefit of the doubt because he was signed as a defensive midfielder. Obviously, with Martin Stoll, he likes to drop in in possession and everything like that. He likes to drop the defensive midfielder into centre back. But obviously, he's just trying him out centre back, see how he does. I think he's done all right. Obviously, it's a lot of pressure for him as a, I believe, 19-year-old playing alongside someone like Leanco. He's a bit erratic and things like that. You kind of got to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think he's impressed me so far. Obviously, scored a goal against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I think he's done really well. I've really liked him. Good value for money as well, hopefully. And I hope that's our Lavia replacement sorted already.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, no, I've certainly been impressed by what I've seen as well. I mean, looking ahead to the Championship campaign, I mean, it's a long campaign. There's loads of games to play. If, for instance, we perhaps take a bit of time to get our systems going and perhaps the first 10 games don't look so pretty, do you see the fans perhaps getting on the back of Russell Martin?
Yeah, I can see a few of the fans kind of turning on him a bit. I know our fans are pretty famous for just being very impatient. It's something that I hope even if they aren't, we don't play perfectly or anything like that, we do get a few scrappy wins at the beginning of the season, just to kind of ease everyone's mind and let him give him time. But I believe during the podcast, like everyone's saying, it's a long season. Within those 10 games, anything can happen. People are saying, Burnley, they only won one in the first 5. The year we went up from League One, we only won, I think it was 1 in the first 5 again. And I think we're near the relegation zone back then. I think everyone needs to give him a bit of time. You can see everything's improving. Obviously, hopefully the results come. But obviously, we'll talk about that further into the season. But I hope everyone just gives him a bit of time and rather lays off him a bit rather than giving him pelters and booing every time we pass around the back, because that's the way they're going to play. Yeah. And we've got to get used to it and just try and get behind the team. Yeah. Make sure they do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know who's necessarily going to be in the final lineup come the end of August, but as it stands at the moment, do you think we're lacking in any particular areas? Any areas that we need to strengthen in depth?
I'm sure, like everyone said, striker, probably goalkeeper as well. I think Bazunu is a good player, big fan of him. I just think he's got a few mistakes in him. He's still a young player, still raw. So I think, maybe just... Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of McCarthy. I think, he's got a few howlers in him. So maybe getting a better backup or someone who can actually push Bazunu, that if he isn't mentally ready or anything like that, someone who can back him up. And then obviously striker. I love Che, but if he can do another championship season with his confidence probably gone a bit, I'm not sure. Onuachu, it seems like he's off. I don't think he's really cut out for how we want to play with Russell Martin, so it's probably for him to go. And then Adam Armstrong seems to be playing that weird left winger, kind of dropping back role, so he's not. It doesn't look to be our main striker. And then Mara, I think he's again too young. Needs a bit more time. So I'd be hoping for getting. I've seen people talking about Perot and everything like that. Obviously, I'm not an expert in who we should be signing, but I think a striker and a goalkeeper that will push Bazunu. I think in the main positions, I think the rest of the team, like centre backs and full backs, we are fully stacked on. So obviously, it's more about outgoings there, and say midfield. maybe someone to replace Will Prowse if he does go, but it's all ifs there, isn't it, with people leaving.
Yeah, no, certainly have to wait and see what happens as we draw to the end of August. And how about looking at the immediate future? I mean, looking at Sheffield Wednesday on Friday, it's going to be a tough opening game in front of the Sky Sports cameras, a new away ground. Probably got close to 3,000 away fans going, but how do you see that going? Do you see any particular score prediction for you?
I'm looking forward to it really. I think Sheffield Wednesday is a weird situation they're in. Like you see in their pre-season results, they're not doing the best. I knew there was some of their fans aren't happy, so it's going to wonder if that's going to spread to their players and everything like that. And obviously, hopefully, we're confident. But everyone knows our record at the beginning of the season is absolutely awful. Yeah. So hopefully that can change. I can see it just like a 2-1 win. You know, nothing major. Couple mistakes in there, but actually get used to the style of play. Hopefully it's a team that's going to stick around for later in the season, but I know Russell Martin's warned us about that. Something might change. So, but I'm hoping for a good game. Just let get the ground running, get a nice win, get the fans on the side, and hopefully we carry on.